Well, hello, my beautiful people. My name is Gat, and welcome back to Ascendant Hearts. Last time, we did the Chisei route, the Shiori, and now we're doing the Aiko route. And I'm a little bit excited. Well, to be honest, I'm not really. She's not my favorite. Ever since episode 4, she is not my favorite at all. But who knows? Maybe he turns out to be okay and rather not be a puta. So, let us see. I'm right here, it's like, after the Temple of Basil and everything, and we're gonna go see what Aiko's up to. See if Aiko's still up. I yawn again and head into the inn. Aiko waves to me from the common area. I smile. I walk over to join her. She's sitting with a group of people who all have double duel cards in front of them. I hope I'm not interrupting. Da-da-da! I want to make sure you weren't upset about what happened.
It's alright.
Let me. I kind of messed up my voice. Earlier today, I was singing what is it? System of a Down, Toxicity. You know the part where it's like, no! Like, I messed up my voice. Okay, so hold on.
It's alright. I disagree with you and Shiori, but I don't hold grudges.
I'm glad to hear that. Nevertheless, I can't help but wonder why she refuses to go on the stigma against Shiori. Refuses to let go of the stigma of against Shiori if she doesn't hold grudges. Shouldn't she look past the rumors to see what Shiori is really like?
That raid was really amazing. Was something, wasn't it? I need to play some double duel to relax.
How did you get into the game anyway?
It was so long ago, I can hardly remember. Everyone around me played double duel. It was the latest craze. I gave it a try, and I never looked back.
If you've been playing for that long, you must be pretty good at it by now.
I hope so. Actually.
She glances at the other players and then edges closer to me. She lowers her voice.
I love to play in a tournament someday.
Do they have tournaments around here?
There are really big ones in the high water.
Maybe you'll be able to join it.
I hope so.
She sighs.
Of course. We have to finish saving Lightshire first. I wouldn't walk out on our party just for a card game.
Maybe I'll sign up too.
You shouldn't. You should.
I read it as you should. Like,
no, you're terrible. No. You should. That would be so much fun.
Aiko, are you going to play or nah?
Oops, I guess I got distracted.
Sorry.
Alright everyone, I'm ready.
I wait. I thought Double Duel was a one-on-one game. And are they somehow playing as a group? It's a flurry of cards as the players prepare for the game. And they move so quickly, it's difficult to keep track of what happens. As I watch, however, I realize what they're doing. They're still playing one-on-one, but after each round, they switch opponents. Look at the jester-looking guy. I should have been like, yeah! For that voice for the guy. A certain number of losses disqualifies a player, and so the number of participants gradually shrinks. In the end, only Aiko and one opponent remain. I hold my breath as I watch Aiko slowly as Aiko slowly but surely marches to victory. Congratulations!
Thanks!
With the card game concluded, most of the other players congratulate Aiko and leave the inn's common area.
The more or less what a tournament would be like, except a professional double duel player is much longer and more difficult.
I bet you could win.
You really think so?
Yeah, that was incredible the way you played.
I'm not sure I should take the word of such a double duel newbie.
Ah, come on.
Can you follow the game?
Well, no. That part's of what made it so incredible. You move your car so fast. Those lightning fast decisions were impressive. Wait, why are you looking at me like that?
Everyone in a tournament will play that way. I need to be that fast just to compete.
Oh.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, though.
When is the next tournament?
A few months from now. Depending on how things go with our quest, maybe I'll enter the qualifying rounds.
You should! It's good to hear her discussion of a future after her quest. Maybe it means she's gotten over her obsession with dying.
Of course, I have to survive long enough first.
Or not. You will.
Thanks. You know, whenever I talk to you, I feel a little better about things. I feel like maybe you're right, and there's a future for me where we save Lightshire, and I could play all the double duo I want without fear.
I believe there is.
I like that, and I wouldn't mind if you were there too.
Huh? I already said I'll be at the tournament with you.
Oh, of course.
Shakes her head and stretches.
I should go to sleep now. Good night, Hayato.
Good night. We leave the common areas together, but split up to head to our rooms. I'm pretty tired now myself, and I got my mind off the prophecy enough that I should be able to fall asleep. What a day. Within a minute, I fall asleep. Alrighty, I'm gonna skip to the next part, so I'll see you there. Okay, here we're at. This is when Aiko, you know, how she got the third rare fucking card from Brad. And now, like, she found out that it was, you know,
it was High Clerk Nise's card.
And now she wants to go to Highwater to return it to him. So, let's go to Highwater with Aiko. I make up my mind. Aiko needs more support, if nothing else. Alright, I'll go.
Thank you so much!
I've never been to Highwater before. Is it far?
It's a long walk, but adventurers regularly take on quests to clear monsters away from Highwater's entrance. We'll need to be careful as we get close though. They can't get every monster, and the monsters around Highwater are much more dangerous than the ones here.
Did we take the whole party?
Oh, no, we don't need to bother Shiori and Chise over this. We should be fine.
Okay, if you say so. Outside, Shiori paces in front of the fountain. When she sees us, she stops.
Is everything alright?
Yes, just a little mix-up with quest rewards. We're going to Highwater now.
Highwater? I wanted to check with Dr. Takizawa, but I suppose I could go with you to Highwater if it's important. No!
Her fuck it, hold on. I'm Googling this word. This whole time, I'm like, what is that word? I'm gonna Google it. It's making me mad every time I see it. Okay, let's see. Vehemence. Don't know what it's like strongly about something. Her vehemence startles me. We both blink at her. I understand not wanting to bother the others, but if Shiori offers, why not accept the help? Aiko looks away.
Oh, of course. You still don't trust me.
A slight note enters her voice.
Or is it you rather have some alone time with Hayato? What?
Huh?
I don't know what you see in him.
Hey!
But I'll give you to your privacy. No, that's not it at all!
Shiori walks away with a slight crackle, leaving me to stare after her in bewilderment. Did she think Aiko and I were a couple? Did she want us to be a couple? I can't imagine her pairing us up, but something put the idea in her head, at least.
Don't give me that look! I'd rather just not have her around, especially since she doesn't understand the beauty of double duo, that's all!
I know, calm down.
What?
It's funny that she thought of that, though.
Yes, very funny. Let's go.
Which way?
North, through the forest.
We don't need to go to near the Temple of Basil, do we?
Oh no, don't worry about that.
Good. Not a place I'm anxious to revisit. As we walk through the forest, I look around for any signs of Chise, but I don't see her. Either she's already stopped waiting for me, or she's staying out of sight since I'm with Aiko. Being alone with Aiko in the forest reminds me of the last time this happened. I wonder if we'll ever see that strange woman again.
Oh, I hope not.
It did seem like she was going to the same place as us.
If she showed up in Highwater, then she's probably following us.
But why?
I don't know.
We walked through the forest in silence for a few minutes. The crunches of branches and leaves beneath our feet, the only sounds. Then, she speaks up in a lower voice.
What if she's the culprit?
The one sending the dark wolves?
Yes! We're investigating Ascendant magic both times when we saw her. Maybe it's not a coincidence. Or maybe she's following us so she can stop us.
There's a cheery thought.
Didn't she let it slip that she has a companion? They might both be our enemy.
She never really attacked us though. If she wanted us gone, she would have done more than push us and yell.
Maybe she wants to separate us and take us down one at a time.
You're full of curious thoughts today.
I think about that a lot.
That's why I don't like you, okay? I'm more about living, thank you very much. I have noticed.
Not as much when I'm with you though.
She stops walking and turns to me with a smile.
You make me feel optimistic.
I'm glad.
Sometimes I think you're right about my future. Even though I know it's because you're from a different world and don't know any better.
Do you have to qualify your positive thoughts like that?
Qualify?
You say something positive, and then you follow it up with something that implies you don't really believe it.
Oh, yes I do that, don't I?
Maybe if you stop doubting it so much, you'll feel better.
I'm already feeling better than I used to, but it's not exactly easy to ignore my pending death.
You're not gonna die. Their eyes gleam with the old argument, and I switch tactics before we go in circles. Worry won't do any good anyways. If it's your fate, you can't stop it. If it's not, then you're no more at risk than any of us. And really, with your healing magic, you might be safer.
I never thought of it that way.
I breathe a sigh of relief as a contemplative tone in her voice.
So, it'll probably be because of be a catastrophe accident that threatens all of us then.
No, you're missing the point.
Me? I think you're missing the...
He cuts off and jumps towards me.
Look out!
Aiko knocks me out of the way, just as talons rake through the air where my head was. Whoa!
Are you alright?
Yeah, you?
I'm fine.
We get to our feet and face the angry flapper. I draw my sword.
I got you covered.
Even though our party is down to half its usual side, one lone flapper is no match for us. I strike it at it with my sword and use my defensive skills to lessen the blows when it attacks. Aiko heals me whenever I'm injured, though the flapper scratches has little effect. When the monster falls, I sheathe my sword and hold out my hand to Aiko. Thanks for that. You make a good team. He shakes my hand.
Me too.
With our argument on hold again, we continue on through the forest to high water. It's midday by the time we reach the city. Only a handful of monsters bother us along the way, although we pass a group of adventurers patrolling outside the city entrance. It still seems weird to me that adventurers in a big place like this answers to the guy in Lightshire.
The Guildmaster is an important man. He refuses to back down until people listen to him.
He's certainly motivated.
Can you blame him? If something happened to my sister, I don't know what I'll do.
You have a sister? It occurred to me that I know almost nothing about Aiko's life before she came to Lightshire.
Yes, a younger sister. She lives with my parents back in the town where I grew up. I wrote him a letter recently about our adventures, although I didn't go into full detail.
Hopefully that means she didn't terrify her little sister with Markaby theories about her own death.
Once this is over, maybe I'll visit them.
Ask why she came to Lightshire. Ask about her family. Say nothing. No more about her family. Because I love my family and surely she does too. Ask about her family. Tell me more about your family.
Oh, they're really nice. You'll like them. My parents can be a bit nosy, but my sister is always so sweet.
No sibling rivalry?
Of course not.
She pauses if she remembers something and then she giggles.
Well, maybe a little.
Let me guess. They stole your double duo cards?
Not her, but her pets.
Pets?
She loves animals, and since she always takes care of them, my parents let her bring in all sorts of pets. Dogs, cats, birds, they even tame a wagger.
I didn't know that was possible.
Neither did I, but she did it. She has a way with animals. I think she could tame anything if she puts her mind to it.
That almost makes me wonder if she might have a tiny amount of Ascendant magic.
I never got the impression that she could talk to them or understand them, but no one knew the Sacred Springs was tied to Ascendancy before, either. Maybe people are still born with Ascendant magic, just in very low amounts.
That makes a lot of sense.
Why are we standing out around chattering? We need to find Hayato Nisei!
Do you know where he'll be?
Unless he's out on business, he should be in the cathedral.
Lead the way. The cathedral is massive. Our footsteps echo as we enter and step inside. I look around and let out a low whistle. Lightshire's church is puny compared to this. No one is present except for High Cleric Nisei himself, on his knees at the altar. I wonder what they do if an adventurer responds during church services. It would be quite a distraction if people randomly pop in. High Cleric Nisei lifts his head as we enter and rises to greet us. I expect another round of kneeling, like when I met him before, but instead, Aiko bursts into tears and runs forward.
I'm sorry! I didn't know it was yours when I used it! I'm sorry! I didn't beg it or anything, I promise!
He looks completely taken aback by her hysteria. Oh, by the way, Global Stalker? I saw your comment today. Let's see. Dr. Takizawa deserves a more manlier voice. And I'm like, okay, no, I didn't text you back, but you know what? I got you. But because we had to change his voice to be more manlier if we ever see him again, Nisei's voice is gonna be a little different today.
I'm certain that the gods and I both forgive you, child, but what are we forgiving you for?
No, I'm not doing it, I'm sorry. I just love how I did his voice before. I'm certain the gods and I both forgive you, child, but what are we forgiving you for?
I only played a couple games, Your Holiness, I swear!
Nisei looks at me for help. Aiko, why don't you give him the card?
Of course! I'm sorry!
With a few more sniffles, she pulls out the treasure double duo card from her inventory and holds it out. Oh, my full risen crystal dragon card. The mere sight of the card transformed him as a composed religious leader into an obvious double duo enthusiast, as excited over it as I've seen Aiko get. I wonder, just imagine a Pope like pulling out like a Pokemon or a Yu-Gi-Oh card. The Pope, what's his name? Pope Benedict? No, what's his name? The new Pope, right? Imagine he's like, oh my god, my blue eyes white dragon. Oh fuck. I was starting to worry I'll never see it again. You know, a card like this could fetch a high price. I was sure I could offer a quest reward high enough to get it back. I often play without it anyways, but it is my most treasured card.
I know! It's one of the rarest cards in the world!
He accepts it from her and clutches it close to his chest. Thank you so much for finding it. He bursts into tears again. What did I say? You didn't actually find it. You actually gave it to another adventurer in his quest reward, and he gave it to her. Oh my, the young man who fetched some books for me. I gave him new packs of double duo cards.
Your foil risen dragon card was caught in between.
I must be more careful with that, with it in the future. Thank you for returning it to me.
You're welcome.
It sounds depressed. It probably hurts her to let go such a rare card after she believed it was hers for a short time. Now, whether you found it or handed it to you doesn't matter. I promise a sizable price as a quest reward, and I will give it to you.
Alright, yes, thank you, Your Holiness.
Oh, she sounded depressed. I forgot about it. Hold on, let me do that again.
Oh, right. Yes, thank you, Your Holiness.
Is something wrong, child? I assume money would be the best reward, given the card's rarity. But if there's something else you feel would be better quest reward, feel free to name it. I have a feeling he's holding the only reward she wants.
No, that's fine. I don't care about the reward, actually. I just wanted to return the card to you, since I know how valuable it is and how important it must be to you.
Thank you. Still, I should find a way to compensate you for your troubles. Is there nothing you want?
Could I?
She hesitates. Yes?
Can I just hold the fallen, risen crystal dragon card one more time, Your Holiness?
He looks baffled and mildly uncomfortable, but he hands the treasure card back to Aiko.
It's so beautiful. It doubled through a player's dream.
He holds the card in front of her and looks at it for a long time. No one says anything. I look at Aiko, then I look at Nisei. He looks at both of us, down at the floor, and then at the altar. Aiko sniffles again. Oh, just keep the card, child. Her head snaps towards him.
What? What?
It is better to give than to receive. And I have the card for many years. Take it and use it well.
Really?
Did I peek? I don't even know if I peeked. No, I didn't peek. I'm sorry, man. When I saw her do that, I'm just thinking like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh player, like,
oh my god, Exodia!
Yes.
Thank you, Your Holiness! Thank you so much!
She clutches the card like it's the most valuable treasure in the world and turns to me.
Just let me keep the card, Hayato! My very own foiled risen crystal dragon card!
She practically jumps up and down in delight. Her voice is loud enough to echo around the large cathedral, and I would be surprised if people outside could hear her as well. Aiko, we're in a church. Shouldn't you be more solemn? At least the High Cleric is amused instead of annoyed. Aiko turns back to him.
I'll keep it safe, Your Holiness, I promise!
Very good. I expect to see you in the tournaments.
Oh yes, absolutely!
We leave the Cathedral of Aiko in much better spirits than when we entered. The entire way back to Lightshire, he talked about what a wonderful man High Cleric Nisei is. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next event. Hopefully it's fun like this one. Like, even though I don't like Aiko for judging, Shiori, because, and like talking so much about her death, he's actually a good character. I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty, see you in the next one. Okay, I know it's not part of her route or like a basically, because I bet it's gonna be nothing, right? But remember when we went to Dr. Takizawa to investigate his lab? There's investigate his lab, which we did because obviously, but there's also stay with Aiko because she was a little scaredy cat. So we're gonna stay with Aiko this time. Alright, I'll stay up here with Aiko.
Good plan. If anything goes wrong, you'll be our backup. This is ridiculous!
Okay, I didn't know we were gonna talk to Dr. Takizawa again, but let's see. Global Stalker 1 in Manly. But how, man? Fuck, I fucked up. Like I said, I messed up my voice. So give me a minute. Have you figured out who's doing where? Good. They follow the scientists deeper into the lab, and Aiko shivers. I don't know why you think his voice is supposed to be manlier. Like, I don't know if it's, super, super deep, or, like how I go, and as always, like something like that, but, I'll figure it out. They follow the scientists deeper into the lab, and Aiko shivers.
I hope they'll be alright.
They'll be fine. Like Chisei said, we're here if they need us.
Yes.
She wraps her arms around herself.
I'm really glad you're here. I wouldn't like to be in this creepy lab all by myself.
It's a pretty weird place.
I know what half of this stuff, I don't know what half of this stuff even is.
Me neither, but I bet you if you ask Dr. Takizawa, he'll tell you.
He might talk for hours.
Either way, either that or he'll shout, "It's science!" and leave it at that. He laughs.
That was a pretty good Dr. Takizawa impression.
You know what? Shit, I should have made a... For science! He makes it too easy.
We need to do the walk, though.
The walk?
Like, how he paces all sinister and crazy like when he explains his experiments.
Like this? I fold my arms behind my back, like I've seen Dr. Takizawa do on occasions, and stalk between the lab tables.
That's perfect!
She glances towards the door and waves her hands.
Now stop that before they come and think we're making fun of him.
I stop pacing and sit down on one of the stools by the lab tables. Aiko hesitates and then sits next to me.
I wonder how they're doing.
Do you think we should go check on them?
Not yet, I guess.
I don't know how big the full laboratory actually is. There might be a lot of places they need to see.
That's true.
We wait. Seconds tick by. Minutes pass. I can tell Aiko gets more anxious the longer we go without hearing anything from the others.
If we have to fight and I die, promise you.
Stop that! You're not going to die, and if you do, I'm sure you'll respond at the church and everything will be fine.
I want to believe that.
I'm sure of it. We wait. Time passes.
That's it. We'll have to break down the door.
Wait, what?
Something must have gone wrong, so we need to burst in there and save them all.
He lines up in front of the laboratory door and takes a few steps. Shouldn't we try opening it first? But it's too late. Aiko charges toward the door just as it opens and slams into Dr. Takizawa. Oof! Oof!
Eek! I'm sorry! Dramatic running to our rescue, I see. Yes, that was I too. Oh, brother. As you can see, we're just fine.
Everything alright then?
I find it highly improbable that Dr. Takizawa is behind the attacks.
Okay, now we're gonna skip. But that's just so stupid. That's stupid, Aiko. Like, there's a door to open.
Too late!
Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be anything, but we're gonna go help Aiko. Remember when these two were gonna fight the security guards in the Coliseum and Aiko goes running ahead? So yeah, we're gonna help Aiko instead of talking to Chisei. So let us see what that is. Then I run forward after Shiori and Aiko. Chisei will be fine. Whatever it is, we can work it out later. Aiko might be in real danger right now. By the time I catch up to them, Aiko has reached the fight. She managed to get in between one of the security guards and Kasumi, but they're largely ignoring her. The blades swing past her face as they fight. No one has hit her so far, but it's only a matter of time. She's not alone in her efforts. The swordsman also appears to be trying to stop the battle. However, his method to draw his own sword and use it to drive the guards away from Kasumi. Shiori stands a few feet from the fight and scowls on her face.
How can I attack when they're so close together?
I understand her concern. Whether she wanted to target the guards or Kasumi, it'll be tricky enough to attack with one of her magic or not the others. With Aiko in between, it'll be all but impossible to avoid hitting her. But we have to do something fast or Aiko will get hurt. And consider drawing my sword, but the more fighting there is, the worse the situation will get. It's all started over a misunderstanding after all. The Coliseum guards think the swordsman stole information from the monster trainers. I think about that for a minute, and then I step forward. I raise my voice to shout loud enough to them to hear me. They're telling the truth! He didn't cheat! He has Ascendant magic! Everyone freezes. They look at me. In particular, the swordman looks stunned.
Thank you, Hayato! That's exactly right! That's why you don't have to fight!
Shiori jumps in and together we manage to convince the securities to back down. As long as those two don't comment on monster battles anymore, Kasumi looks like she still wants to fight, but the swordsman heads straight heads straight towards me. How do you know I have Ascendant magic? I'll explain in a few minutes. Follow me.
Kasumi! What? Kasumi, please! Fine.
Oh, that was him. I'm stupid. Because I didn't say his name, and I'm like, oh, Chise, and behind me, right? Okay. So, it's just basically gonna be the same after this. So, okay, hold on. Let me read this last part, then we'll skip it, okay? We have passed through the excitement. Kira's crowds to rejoin Chise. Still looked dazed, but she gives herself a shake as we approach. Something of her usual composure returns. Okay, this is where we're gonna skip it now. Alright, see you in the next one. Alrighty, back at it again. We're gonna go hang out with Aiko and her sister, remember? When she showed up for like a brief moment? Alright, let's hope Aiko showed Yumi around town. I think I'll go see if Aiko and her sister needs any company. They might tell me no, but it's worth asking. I head towards the church. When I get there, they appear to be arguing.
But Aiko, I don't understand why you won't just tell your friends how you feel. You don't understand. It's not that simple. Oh!
Hey, I hope I'm not interrupting. I just thought you might want a little company while you're sightseeing.
That would be great! Huh?
Oh, only if Aiko agrees. For all I know, she hoped this would be the sort of sisterly bond time, and I'm ruining it.
Of course she wants you to come. Aiko always wants you around, Hayato. You're very special to her after all.
I am?
Come on, Hayato. There's all sorts of things we can show her. Let's show Yumi the fields.
And she races towards the door. It's another busy day, and when I get back to the inn that evening, I'm once again spared any dreams of home. On the third day, since we met Takechi, Aiko takes Yumi back home after saying her goodbyes to us.
I'm glad there weren't any attacks while she was here.
Yeah, it's been pretty peaceful lately.
Do you think that means Takechi is guilty after all? It's too early to say. I guess we'll just have to keep waiting then. And preparing.
It's been a week since we left Takechi with High-Clerk Nisei. The Dark Wolves still haven't attacked. While the Guildmaster and Dr. Takechi search for more areas where those flowers thrive, with some help with Nisei's resources, the rest of us do our best to prepare for the climactic confrontation. Whether the culprit is Takechi or someone else, we won't get through this without a battle. When I reach the tavern area, Shiori waves to me from a nearby table. He joins me for breakfast several times over the past week, so we can discuss our current progress and plan for the day. What the fuck? I thought it would be Aiko, like last time was Chise. I didn't do nothing wrong. I've been just hanging out with Aiko this whole fucking thing. Okay, this is the final battle. Remember, before we go fight Mira. And we talked to Shiori, we talked to Chise before, and now we're gonna talk to Aiko! Oh, I don't know what I'm doing right there. The music is just dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Talk to Aiko. I cautiously approach Aiko and crouch beside her. Are you okay? He looks up.
I'm afraid.
Because you're headed into the final battle?
Yes, I've done everything I can prepare myself and give myself a fighting chance. And I left my will with a lawyer in Lightshire. But that doesn't make it easy.
You're not.
And don't tell me I'm not going to die. I want to believe you, but you don't have any proof. I just want you to think. You can't see the future any more than I can. We could die. That's a fact.
I fall silent. She has a point. I don't believe her death is predetermined the way she does, but that doesn't guarantee your safety. I'll be right there with you. And if anything happens, I'll do everything I can to get us all out safely.
Thank you.
She sighs and gets to her feet. I stand up as well.
We're doing this for everyone's sake. As long as you're with me, I can face anything, even death. I can do this.
We all spare a few more minutes in silence, gathering our thoughts. Finally, we're ready to go. Okay. So I'm gonna skip it here, and I'll see you in the next one. You know, the final whatever, when I confess my feelings. I think I think I'm in love with you, Aiko. She opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. Her cheeks turn red. She tries to speak, but still doesn't manage. I drum my fingers against my arm, unsure if this is a good reaction or a bad one. Fuck.
Well, I'm very flattered.
My heart sinks. This sounds like a bad one.
But, I don't...
She shakes her head and quickly gathers up her double duel cards instead of meeting my gaze.
Sorry.
I struggle to smile. It's okay.
Are we so...
Fuck! Okay, so basically I messed up, okay? So we did the whole thing, and like after we went with Yumi and everything, right? And we didn't get Aiko. She wasn't at the inn. It was Shiori, right? So basically I went all the way back. Pain. I'm hating it right now. And I was like right here, where you know how you either side with Aiko or Shiori? Because, you know, the Temple of Basil and stuff. And like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna side with them. It's basically nothing, right? But something happens here, and I gotta show you, because my lord, side with Chise and Aiko. I need time to think everything over. Chise and Aiko are right. We can't afford to rush.
That settles it then. It's 3 against 1. Fine then, do whatever you want.
He stomps off through the trees without us. Wait! He doesn't even look back.
My, someone has a temper.
Oh, her. It was fucking Chise.
I hope she's not too mad.
Do you think she'll be alright out there?
Of course. She's a capable mage.
Still, it doesn't feel good to have our party split up like this.
We should get back to town.
As we walk, I think about the prophecy. Did it actually refer to me? It's crazy, but in this world, maybe it makes sense. This retribution won't last forever. I need to figure out if I should tell him or not.
Hayato, are you okay? You look upset. Is something wrong? You can tell me. I won't repeat it to anyone.
Chise glances at us, then quickly quickens her pace. She moves ahead as she wants to give us time for a private conversation. Confide in Aiko. It's the prophecy.
I know, it's a little weird to think our lives might be in the hands of a prophecy.
It's more than that. I'm from another world. She stops and stares at me.
Huh?
When I say I'm new here, I mean more than new to Lightshire. I really do have amnesia, but a few things I do remember are completely different. She continues to stare.
I hope you believe me.
I hope you believe me.
If you say it's true, then I believe you.
Thanks.
So then, do you think the prophecy is about you?
I don't know. It feels so ignorant to say that, but it's pretty big coincidence otherwise.
Yeah.
Do you think I should tell the others? After a moment, she nods.
I think if we had any hopes of succeeding in our quest, we can't ignore any clues. We need to consider everything.
So, you do want our quest to succeed now.
I'd rather we weren't doing this at all. But if we have to, we should do it right. Failing could be even more dangerous.
Good point. I'll tell the others tomorrow and see what they think.
Okay.
We catch up with Chise, who doesn't say any words. As we walk together through the dark forest, something rustles nearby. I look around for the source of the sound, but I don't see anything. Nevertheless, I hear it again. Chise tenses and slows her step. He must hear it too.
Huh? What's wrong?
Shh. He lifts a finger to her lips in warning and draws her daggers. The noise comes again, a little louder this time. Whatever it is, it sounds bigger than usual. Usual monster we face. Despite its ability to hide in the bushes, the closer to the Temple of Basil, I'm looking forward to not seeing what it is.
Stay calm and quiet steps forward.
Do you want us to stalk it? Do you know what's stalking us?
Shush!
He knows this area much better than we do. If it's an unseen monster has her concern, we better be prepared for anything. As we creep forward, I look from side to side for any movement.
Eek!
I jump and turn towards Aiko, or rather, the spot where she stood a few minutes ago. Aiko!
Didn't I tell you to be quiet?
But she's... Something slivers lightning fast through the bushes and pulls Chise out of sight. Before I can even see what it is, Her daggers fall to the ground. Chise? I could really use Shiori and her magic right now. Alone, I hurried forward in the direction the attacks came from. Something on the ground retracts as I step past it. A snake? I think back to the way Chise disappeared. No, not a snake. Some sort of arm or tentacle. I followed the retreating tentacles at the distance roughly until... this. Aiko! Chise! It's some sort of octopus. Why does it live in a forest? How can it survive out of water? And more importantly, what is it doing to Aiko and Chise? We've seen the hentais. We know exactly what's about to happen. I draw my sword and look at the creature. It's pretty big. Do I stand a chance on my own? Worse, it will hurt them if I attack it.
Ah! Don't struggle so much. It's too strong, and struggling will only make it more excited. Easy for you to say? It's like quicksand. If you're trapped in quicksand, you just need to relax so you can float to the surface and escape. This is not like quicksand!
Even if struggling makes it worse, I can't imagine this monster will let them go if they relax. I want to attack, but it's a struggle to get a good grip on them. I'm afraid it might start breaking their bones if disturbed. Yeah, break their bones. You know damn well what's gonna do. Chise noticed me at last.
Don't worry, Hayato. This particular species is only interested in females, usually.
That's not very reassuring.
Miki, let us go!
Chise, will it try to hurt you if I attack you?
Unlikely. They're fairly tame.
Tame? As dubious as I find that, I grip my sword firmly and step forward.
Oh, but if you cut off a tentacle, it'll grow 2 more. If possible, we could run fast enough, but... No! I don't want any more tentacles!
I stop. Can I attack it somewhere else?
You could try attacking its body.
I brace myself and step forward again.
However, many of them are also masochists and finding pain arousing. No! We don't want it more aroused!
I stop again. Is there anything I can do to help?
Why don't you try singing a lullaby?
You must be joking.
Not at all. Lullabies are used to calm the domestic variants. Domestic? You mean some people keep these as pets? Yes, mainly rich female adventurers.
You know damn well why to keep them.
What sort of riddles would want these as pets? Aiko, it's rude to judge someone else's fetishes. What? Hayato, the lullaby.
I'll try, but I can't really sing.
Just hurry, please.
Although I feel like an idiot, I sheath my sword and start singing. I don't know any lullabies well, but I remember a few words from a song about about baby to sleep. So I awkwardly sing those lines over and over again to the monster. It ignores me at first, but it gradually turns its attention to me instead of Aiko and Chise. At last, its tentacles lowers them to the ground and releases them as its eyes flutter shut. Aiko runs towards me, and Chise follows at a calmer pace. Are you alright?
I am now?
It looks like she might cry at any moment. Chise still searches the area until she finds her fallen daggers and then rejoins us.
Until you want to be here when it wakes up, I suggest we move on now. Move on!
Yeah, let's get out of here.
And please, let's never talk about this again.
Okay, now we're gonna... Hopefully now we finally get what we want. Okay, here we go again. My lord, this is gonna be a shit show when I edit this. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Man, I didn't know. So it's like so out of order now. Like, okay. Okay, I'm back. This is supposed to be like the finale, and I'm messing up. I am sorry, okay? Finally, Aiko's right there. Instead of Shiori, like, what the hell? As soon as we reach the common area, Aiko says goodbye to the group of other Double Duel fans, gather up her desk, and runs to meet me. Isn't it a little early for cards? We had breakfast together several times, but this is the first time I arrived during a match.
It's never too early for double duel. Besides, I won't be playing tonight.
Why not?
I'll tell you why we eat.
We sit down at the table together and order breakfast. It becomes a comfortable routine. Well,
I have a new strategy to avoid my immediate death.
That's great. What is it?
Intense training.
Really? Training? That's all it will take. It'll take to get her to stop worrying so much. If I knew that, I could have helped us both a long time ago.
The stronger I am, the less likely is that the enemy will mortally wound me, right? I still might it'll all be for nothing if it means I'll to die here.
Don't think like that.
I know. That's why I'm going to try my hardest.
Good. This is a step in the right direction, if nothing else.
I'm going to take as many quests as possible and fight every monster I see.
That's a good idea. I probably could train a little more too. After everything that happened, basic adventure activities haven't been my priority for me. I fight enemies while searching for clues, but I haven't gone out on my way to become stronger.
You want to join me?
Are you sure that's alright? I don't want to get in the way of your training regimen. She blinks at me for a moment, then laughs.
You're so silly sometimes.
Huh?
How could you possibly get in my way?
The amusement fades from her face, and she fixes me with a serious look.
You know, when we first met, there were times when I resented you.
You resented me?
I cared about you enough to put myself in danger for your sake. Sometimes I thought things would be easier if we never met.
Oh.
But I don't feel that way anymore. Meeting you was a wonderful thing. I don't know where I'll be now without you.
She clears her throat and glances down at her food.
Anyway, I was saying, you're welcome to train with me.
I will.
Really? Thank you.
We finish eating quickly and then hurry out of the inn together. The massive influx of quests hasn't slowed. Aiko accepts so many fetch quests. I worry we won't have time to finish them all, but she looks so determined. I don't have the heart to object. We just need to be fast.
Let's do this.
It's hard to believe you didn't want to be an adventurer at all.
If I'm going to do this, I should do it right. Are you ready?
Yep. Where do we have to go to complete your quest?
Everywhere.
Wait, what?
Come on.
Well, we have to fight how many of these?
20.
Oh man. Between my swordplay and her light magic, we defeated the required number of whammers, but Aiko doesn't pause for more than a moment before moving on. Now we need to fight ghosts too?
Nope.
Then,
let's split up. We need to figure out which book are possessed and exercise them within an hour.
Aiko has as enthusiastic adventurer might be more than I'm prepared to handle. Why are we here?
3 quests.
Okay. I complain about this if she didn't look so happy.
Thank you so much for doing this for me, Hayato.
I take advantage of the momentary pause to catch my breath. No problem.
By the way, I've been meaning to ask you, will we still be party members once we defeat the Dark Wolves? Or will you go back to your own world?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure if that's even possible for me to go back.
Oh.
Eventually, I need to decide. I'm a stranger in this world, but I was unhappy in my own. If there's a way for me to go back, should I leave?
It doesn't matter too much to me when I thought I would die, but if I survive this quest, well, I would like you to be there with me.
Aiko.
Don't worry about it. You have to do what's right for you. Let's just keep going. We still have a lot of quests too.
Wait. Startled, I turn around. Brad runs towards us through the trees, waving his arms. Finally, I caught you before you could run off again. What's wrong? The guildmaster asked me to find you. He wanted to talk to your whole party.
Is it about the Dark Wolves?
I don't know, but he said it's important. Come on. For the love of God, if I don't get this right now, I'm gonna be mad. I went to the very beginning, skipped through everything just to do this. I swear to God if I don't get this right now. I'm tired, I'm confused, I'm hungry, and I gotta wake up for work. And it's 2 a.m. I gotta go to work at 11 a.m. Alrighty. I think I'm in love with Aiko. It was the only She was one of the first people I befriended in Lightshire, even before she joined our party. Ever since then, she became a loyal friend and a steadfast ally. No matter how unusual her concern, it's not hard to admire someone willing to put her life on the line. Aiko. She said she was going to play some double duel, so I find her at the inn. Aiko is seated at her usual double duel spot when I enter, but to my surprise, she's not alone. Oh, I see. So if I use this card, then I'll win.
Maybe, unless I counter with something like...
She cuts herself off and looks up.
Oh, here comes Hayato.
Hi.
Akechi and I were just discussing double duel.
Your friend Chise arrived to speak with Kasumi, and I thought it would be best to give her some time alone. Probably a good idea. Those two still have a lot of personal matters to work out.
What did High Clerk Nisei want to talk to you about, Hayato?
He thinks there might be a way to send me back home.
Oh.
She doesn't sound happy about the idea.
Is that why you came here to tell me?
Sort of, but I also have something important to discuss with you. It seems like it'll be another sort of situation where I should not intrude. Thank you for the double duel lessons, Aiko. I hope we can have another.
Me too!
I'll see how Chise and Kasumi are doing. He rises and walks out of the inn. I take his vacant seat so I can sit next to Aiko and look her in the eyes.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Sorry, it's just... Good. Okay, do dialogue. Man, when I did this, I'll show the clip, before, I redid everything. She's basically like, I'm like, I love you. And she's like, no? The fuck? Okay.
Wait, before you say anything, there's something I want to say.
Okay. She fidgets and looks down at her hands. Her gaze drifts to her double duel cards as she gathers them up.
Just let me put these away first.
I wait as she carefully sorts the cards with far more attention than they require. I can't help but a little impatient. I'm anxious enough about confessing my feelings, but worrying about what has her so worked up. At last, she runs out of ways to solve for time.
Okay, well,
If it's this hard, maybe you should write a note and pass it to me.
No, I can't do this.
She abruptly throws her arms around me.
Hayato, I love you!
Finally! Good, I get the thing! The achievement, man! Okay, let's finish this so I can edit. Editing this is gonna be a bitch.
Hayato, I love you!
Done. I reached out too late to return her hug. And by then, she's already pulling away.
Sorry?
Unable to help it, I burst out laughing.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Except, that's what I came here to tell you.
Huh?
I've been thinking about you a lot lately. After all the time we spent together, I think I've fallen in love with you.
Oh.
She clears her throat and looks around. For a terrible moment, I'm afraid she's gonna get out her double duel cards to sort them again. But then, she glances up and meets my gaze with a shy smile.
Then, if we both feel the same way, there's no reason we shouldn't...
Shouldn't what?
Kiss!
Right here in public?
We survived facing Mira and her dark wolves. There's nothing scary about a kiss.
I have no objections. I pull her to turn her face and pull her close. Despite her insensitive, she trembles in my arms as I kiss her. I start to pull back, but she leans forward, and I kiss her, and I return my kisses with too much enthusiasm, as if she's trying to prove her lack of embarrassment to herself. Aiko. When she pauses to take a breath, I quickly mutter a reassurance. You can't be shy. It's not a problem.
But how can I tell you what I want if I'm not forward?
Those are two entirely separate things.
Oh.
She hesitates.
I do want to kiss you.
Then just be yourself. Aiko slowly nods, and then closes her eyes expectantly. I lean forward and kiss her again. Her cheeks turn pink with embarrassment, but she kisses me back gently. Then, she opens one eye and peeks around the inn. Her blush deepens, but she doesn't move. The taste of Aiko's lips against my own. feeling of her arms in my arms. They remind me of everything I've come to love most about this world. I found happiness here, and love. We spent a long time wrapped in our embrace, kissing softly, ignoring the people around us. At last, we separate, and a pang of longing returns through my heart. What will happen if I decide to go home?
Hayato?
Yes?
Stay with me.
I have nowhere else to be right now.
No, I don't mean right now. I mean overall. Stay with me.
I draw in a sharp breath. You mean...
I love you, and I love my family too. I couldn't leave them behind. If you go back to your own world, I can't go with you. I'm sorry.
A lump forms in my throat, but I nod. I understand, and I haven't made up my mind yet.
Okay.
We sit together in silence long into the evening. I don't know what thought accompanied Aiko's mind, but minds are focused on the decision ahead. I can have a lifetime of Aiko in a world where I'm a stranger. Or I can return to my own world and face it alone. Okay, I'm gonna skip this a little bit. We're gonna go see what me telling Aiko, we don't have to make a decision. We could go both back and forward. Okay, now we're gonna go tell Aiko that we could go both back and forward. Okay, excuse me. There's someone I need to talk to. Aiko stands with Brad near the inn. It looks like he got another pack of double duel cards as a quest reward. And this time, I'm sure nothing got mixed in with the reward by mistake.
Good. I don't want to go through all of that again.
I thought it all worked out, though.
Well, it eventually worked out for the best, but...
As I approach, he throws off and meets my gaze with a wearing smile.
Oh, hi. Is everything okay?
Sounds worried. He must be thinking about how I could leave the world behind forever. There's no need to worry about that anymore. I grin. Everything's great! Guess what?
What?
Thanks to Mira's powers, I won't need to pick a world to stay in. I'll be able to visit either world anytime and travel back and forth whenever I want.
Really?
He hurdles forward and slams into me with a sudden tight hug.
I'm so glad! I was so worried!
He lets go and steps back, her eyes shy with happiness.
I don't want to lose you, but I didn't want to take you away from your home. But it doesn't matter. We can be together.
Yes. Brad clears his throat. I just remembered something. I need to see you around. He hurries away.
Huh? He left so suddenly.
I think he wants to give us some time alone. I wink, and Aiko blushes.
Oh, well, that sounds nice.
I can't resist a chuckle at her embarrassment, although she blushes more. She starts laughing after a moment too. It could have been terrifying to wake up in a new world. The Dark Wolves could have killed me, or I could have been as lonely here as I was back home. Or I could have been forced to leave behind an entire world. Instead, coming here turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. In an odd way, I have Mira to thank for everything. She summoned me here. Her threat united me with Shiori, Aiko, and Chisei, and she made it possible to travel between worlds. She did a lot of terrible things, but I can't hate her. Part of me will always feel grateful to Mira. Mira and her Ascendant Heart. 1 month later.
I'm so nervous.
Relax, you got this.
But
how could you be this nervous after signing up? Tournament itself is weeks away.
But this is a major competition. All of the best double duel players in the world will be there.
I know, and I'm looking at one of the best right now.
Thanks.
Don't worry. You can spend those weeks practicing. We'll make sure you're ready for the tournament.
Right. I can do this. I faced death itself. I can definitely handle a double duel tournament.
This world is starting to feel like home. Although I visit my actual world from time to time, I've gotten used to the strange rules here, or at least most of them. The idea that certain people are fated to die in particular ways still doesn't sit well with me. Aiko got on much better about that though. I guess she figured if she survived our encounter with Mira, maybe she can live as long happy double duel player. Long life as a happy double duel player after all.
Well, what are you standing around here for? We don't have time to waste.
Her sudden outburst makes me jump. This is quite a sudden change in mood. What?
going to win this thing. I need to get started right now. Practice matches, quests to get better at better cards, confidence building exercises. We have a busy schedule ahead of us.
Well, I know I can help with the quest.
If only you got more involved with Double Duel, then I could practice against you.
Sorry. I guess practicing except against someone who barely knows how to play card games can only get you so far, huh?
Do you think High Clerk Nisei will practice with me?
Under normal circumstances, I'd say yes, but isn't he one of your competitors in the tournament?
Alright. He probably won't want to give away his secret strategies.
I'm sure there are plenty of other skilled players who aren't in the tournament, though.
You're right. Highwater is filled with Double Duel fans.
That's the spirit.
Okay, I'll go play a few matches. While you see if you can find any quests with Double Duel cards as prizes.
Wait, do I have to do the quests alone?
Please? For me?
When she looks at me like that, how can I say no? Alright.
Thank you.
She wraps her arms around me in a tight hug, then steps back with an embarrassed smile. Some things never change. That evening, we meet up to report our success.
I played 10 matches today. I lost 4 of them, but that's not bad. What about you?
I found one quest with a card pack as a reward. Here. I get the pack of Double Duel cards out of my inventory, which I gotten better at, and hand it to her. She opens it right away.
All duplicates.
Sorry.
It's fine. I should be able to trade them for a few I don't have.
Great.
Thanks for your help, Hayato.
Anytime. I'll be right here beside you every step of the way. I just wish there was more I could do to help. Wait a minute.
Huh? Why are you grinning like that all of a sudden?
I have an idea. 3 days later, Aiko and I walked together through the streets of my world. Through Mira's magic, let us travel back and forth.
That was amazing, Hayato! You're the best!
I'm glad you like it. Double Duel might be the primary contender game in Aiko's world, but my world is full of games. After doing a little research, I have an entire week worth of competitive lineups for Aiko to watch.
This last one was really similar to Double Duel, but I've never seen strategy like those before.
Think it gives you an edge?
It's giving me some new ideas at least. Plus, it's just fun. I have no idea your work could be so wonderful.
It has its good points. If nothing else, watching these competitive competitions at least get Aiko psyched up to compete. Her state of mind is important. The way things are going, she should have the confidence she needs to succeed. At last, the big day arrives. Highwater is busier than ever, with adventures from all over here to either compete or to watch a tournament.
So many people.
You can do this.
Aiko! Huh? Yumi, what are you doing here? We all came to watch you play, of course. Everyone's going to be watching me? Yep.
Don't worry, it's gonna be fine.
Right. Deep breaths.
Getting ready for a big match.
High Clerk Nisei!
From the looks of the schedule, we're competing against each other in the first round. This should be interesting.
Yes.
It looks like she might faint. Did Nisei come over here to intentionally try to shake her up? I guess it's a valid tactic, but I thought he's above doing things like that. Give me a good game. I won't hold back.
I won't either.
Far from what it seems like a moment ago, her encounter with Nisei seems to have bolstered her determination.
Let's go, Hayato. I want you sitting in front of the road to watch me win.
I'll be there cheering you on. We hurried through the streets of Highwater together, to the stadium where the Double Duel tournament will take place. As I cheer for Aiko, I realize I'm happier than I've ever been. Look, what is that? What is that pose? As I cheer for Aiko, I realize I'm happier than I've ever been. Whenever she wins or loses today, she has a bright future ahead of her, and I'm glad that future includes me. Whatever happens, as long as we have each other, we won't falter. We keep pressing on towards a bright future. Editing's gonna be hard. I really hope, if you made it this far, comment telling me how I did. Because, my lord, man. I'm looking at my timer. For you, it's like what? Maybe an hour? Now, like, or 50 to an hour, right? This video? To me right now. I'm looking at my thing. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes. I've been sitting here just doing this. And oh man. Aiko, I hate you so much. The other two, I had no problems. As long as I, hanged out with them a lot, no problems. But I had to go from the very beginning. Remember where, like, episode 4, where I'm like, I'm not gonna promise you shit. Like, all those little things where I'm like, supposed to be nice to Aiko. I had to do all of that. All of that. You're third. You're third on my waifu list, okay? Because of that. Okay, my waifu list. I've thought about it. Here it is. Chisei. Because, my lord, she is hot. She's cold, but once you get to know her, she's an actual good companion. And she has funny moments, like, dumb funny moments, and I like it. Shiori, number 2. Because she's good. Even though people mistrust her, she doesn't let herself be... she still has high spirits. Like, she doesn't bring her down that much. Or maybe we cheered her up a bit, We're her friends now, and that's a good story right there. And she's like the first girl we meet. Aiko! Don't get me wrong, I warmed up a little bit as I was playing this, but my lord! I had to do all of that just to get her ending. Ugh. Okay, so Chisei 1, Shiori 2, Aiko's 3. I'm giving this game a rating of 6 out of 10. Okay, good points, pros, good story. The characters are all interesting, every single one of them, right? The story is good, and the enemy is so great. Mira, she's a good enemy, and like, we got her to be on our side again. Now, here are things that I don't like. First of all, Aiko's story. Hate it. Because, not her story in general, I just don't like what I have to do. All the steps to get her ending. I didn't like Aiko in general. Like, she was like, not a good character. And like, don't get me wrong, she kinda got redeemed, but she still has, her prejudice a little bit. And even though like, when Yumi's like, oh,
she might be the traitor, but Aiko thinks you're pretty nice.
It's like, thanks? Like, did she stop believing she's a traitor? Like, I hope so. I don't think it happened though. I didn't like that at all. What's another thing I didn't like? I think that's about it. I didn't like... did we get all the pictures though? Yeah, we got all the pictures. All those empty ones, they're just nothing. Like, they're not locked. We got all of them, so that's good. I never get any of those in other games. I don't get all of them. But anyway, I liked it. It's a good game. 6 out of 10. Like, and the story was just meh. Like, I have amnesia. It's like, would it matter if he didn't have amnesia? Like, really? And, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about this game. Did I give it a good ranking? Would you rank it lower? Would you rank it higher? I don't know. Alrighty. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be, a pain in the butt to edit this. Wish me luck. Oh, also, comment down below. Tell me what other games you want me to play. Like, I had such good time, Global Stalker. I love it. I love this game. Even though it's a 6 out of 10, I love it. So, just let me know what other games you want to play. If not, I'm thinking of Mamiya. It's a game that I played a little bit on stream. That I was thinking about, like, you know what? Maybe I should play it for my channel. But, I don't know. You'll let me know, though. Alrighty. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. See whenever I, post a new video. Alrighty. This is Gat saying farewell. And as always...